Today on the Chess Today show, we ask a very serious question on the heels of Levon Aronian winning the Altibox Norway Chess Super Tournament over Magnus Carlsen, over Sergei Karyakin, over Wesley So, over Fabiano Caruana, over Hikaru Nakamura. The list goes on in regards to a bunch of names that I think people throw out more often than Levon Aronian as far as who might challenge Magnus Carlsen for the World Championship title. But my question to you, the live viewers, as you engage with us on the chat, both in Twitch and chess.com TV, is Levon Aronian still the most likely challenger, maybe the most lethal challenger for Magnus Carlsen when he's in top form? He beat Magnus at this tournament, don't forget that. Has a pretty good record against the world champion and just might be overlooked because of all the American hype around Wesley So and Fabiano Caruana. Nakamura is a lot of people's favorite. Sergei Karyakin was just there, but I don't know. Levon Aronian impressed me, so I'm going to check on the chat here in just a little bit and see what you guys think. But first and foremost, as you know, it is time to solve the daily puzzle as we do to start every Chess Today show. Let's dive in. All right, what do we got here? I feel like my team is purposely making these puzzles harder for me now that they know I'm solving it on the show daily. I really feel that way, and maybe that's just me being paranoid, you know, but I took a quick peek at the daily puzzle in the corner of my eye as I was setting up my, the technical aspects of my show today, and I had no idea what the answer was. So I'm back to looking at it right now, and let's see. You know what's funny is right as I say that, I see the answer. LOL. All right, so no conspiracy. They're not out to get Danny. I mean, let's not hold out. Let's not let the jury. The jury's still out on that one. If I was them, I would be out to get me. But as I'm about to solve this daily puzzle, I'm going to give everybody a chance to maybe try to solve it themselves with it on the screen. I already see people engaging about this question that I asked, which was, of course, is Aronian really the most lethal potential challenger? Somebody saying Geary is all the way. Really don't agree with that. Don't think Anish has shown that he can play for a win in a match setting like that. I just think that, I don't know, he's young, so time will tell. But I don't have Geary there as the top favorite. I don't think Hikaru is number 2. Yes, I agree that Hikaru beats himself a lot, but I don't really see Hikaru as being the number 2 option at this stage in his career. So, but let's come back in a second. I love this topic, and so thanks for engaging in the chats and leaving your comments. But let's talk some chess. So, why did I not see it right away? Initially, you're looking at checks, captures, tempo moves, right? You immediately assess the king, and I was looking at the queen on the file, and my first candidate moves I considered were all bishop d4, bishop f4, and bishop h6. None of those work. If bishop d4, pretty sure black can play e5, maybe even knight to g6. If bishop h6, I also think black can play knight to g6, and even though there's moves like h5 for white, our bishop's hanging before their knight's hanging, and it's a mess, not to mention that white's knight is currently under fire. So, again, I didn't take a deep look at it. I jumped to my conspiracy theory, only setting it up in the corner of my eye. But now looking at it, the check I didn't consider, which would be the obvious forcing move after looking at those quick bishop moves, is the move knight f6 check. Now, knight f6 check doesn't do anything by itself, but it does put the knight in a position to help deliver a pretty lethal tactic on the next move. So if you're visualizing the position in your head, you can start by trying to see the position with the knight on f6, and after the king moves, what is white's next move? Regardless of where the king goes, whether it's f7 or h8, white's follow-up is the same, as far as me believing that I have the right answer here. And probably I should have considered the knight first. I mean, if we're following checks, captures, tempo moves, really I kind of jumped to the conclusion of trying to play a forceful build up the attack move before I even considered the check. And it's pretty clear that black's pieces are potentially in this sort of awkward tactical balance here. And knight f6 check is becoming more and more obvious as to the reason why it is the move. And now the follow-up, ding, 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 hoping you've all solved it, and hopefully you'll all get really used to me making noises like ding, ding, ding as we prepare for McGregor to get ding, ding, ding knockout against Mayweather. Are you serious, right? I mean, that's not even, don't waste your money on that. Nobody, if you have $79.99 to spend on pay-per-view, get yourself a Diamond membership. Better yet, go buy yourself an Alexa on Amazon Prime. I don't even know what you can do, but do something better with your money than fall for the trap that is believing that Conor McGregor can do anything against Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match. And no, there is no chance of this being a Hollywood play when McGregor suddenly goes UFC and just like crushes him. Okay, that's not going to happen because he would be sued out of his pocketbook. So, real quick pro tip from Papa Bear today on the Chess Today show, June 16th, 2017. Don't waste your money on the McGregor match. So, all right, back to our main topic. I posed a question to start the Chess Today show, seeing Aronian win the Altibox Norway Chess Super Tournament. I call it the Super Tournament because it basically had top 10 players in the world. And he did it in impressive fashion. I mean, he led from start to finish, right? Didn't really get lucky, completely crushed Magnus Carlsen in a rather brilliant game that I did for YouTube if you haven't seen that video. Just played pretty flawless chess. So Hikaru Nakamura also played really well, and I don't want to take anything away from Hikaru. Not as well as Levon Aronian, but clearly a decent performance rating for Hikaru. Going to be shooting up again the ladder in the top 10, and disappointing for the reigning world champion to see him finish near the bottom of the pack at his own tournament. But he's had wild swings like that, and I got to say, to defend Magnus here for a minute, when you're playing in your hometown, home turf, that's going to happen, right? Because there's so much more emotion that goes into that environment. You're not even able, in many ways, it's like they use the sports cliche, when teams start traveling on the road together, on a long road trip, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever you follow, that's the team really bonds. And a lot of it is because you establish your workflow, your study habits, you get yourself in the zone. In a lot of ways, it's a little bit easier to get in the right frame of mind away from all the hubbub of normal daily life. And so Magnus has won the Norway tournament, but he's also had terrible performances. And I think that wild swing would continue as long as they're holding this event. Honestly, I would not be surprised if that's kind of the Magnus Carlsen you see from the Altibox Norway Chess Super Tournament, as long as they're able to host this for all of us chess fans. It is a very wide swing from Magnus Carlsen. So, anyway, congratulations to Levon Aronian. He did so in exciting fashion, too. All around, his games were just great. Today he drew Wesley So. We'll take a quick look at it. So probably not the most exciting affair today, but I just haven't looked at it yet, so I'm going to look at it with you. We have a quick Queen's Gambit, a Gambito, a little isolated Queen Pawn on D5, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, do a little dance, make a little love, pin the knight tonight, back up the Queen. Wesley doesn't really have much. I respect Wesley. You know, he's playing this position for a small edge, and he didn't just repeat moves and give Aronian the draw. Tries to continue to play in the endgame for an edge. But one thing to note about playing against isolated pawns, for those who maybe new to the kind of chess philosophy theory there's chess theory that we use for openings, and then there's also chess theory in regards to how do you approach an isolated pawn, what's the right technique in rook endings, whatever. There's just different philosophical ideas you can remember, and they'll make you a better player. But usually, if this amount of pieces have been traded here and you haven't been able to put pressure against the pawn, white is still better, and if white has his way, he'll double rooks and continue to put pressure there. But it seems to be a bit of a sign that black will be able to hold this one. Trading pieces is actually not the worst thing in the world when you're playing against the isolated pawn overall, because it usually limits their attacking chances. But in this case, black's activity always seemed to remain a little bit ahead of white's. You know, black has the open C file. Black has this very active bishop. So yes, you have this positional weakness on D5, but white has been on his heels since the opening trying to catch up and get that initiative. You know, if you get a position where instead of this, let's say we have the white's rook already doubled on D2 and D4, and maybe put this bishop on E2 on F3 or something, different game, right? White has reached optimal coordination to just, you know, gang up and take it down as far as that pawn goes. But I'm going to guess that Wesley never reaches optimal coordination. He tries here. I like this F4, and then maybe go for bishop F3. But with this bishop on B3, stopping him from getting his rook to D1, that's probably not gonna work. And now he ends up trading the isolated pawn for a healthy pawn. That's always a bad sign. Anti-Karpov chess. Karpov would strangle the pawn until you were begging him for mercy. Here you end up trading a healthy F pawn for a weak D5 pawn, which just tells you black had enough activity. And okay, the passed D pawn notwithstanding, it's just not going to be enough, and we get a big simplification. And now they played it out because they love the fans. But this is a draw. Love it. Love the king and pawn ending. Love it. Okay, good stuff. So, time to hop back over to the chat, do my favorite part of the Chess Today show, read the Twitch chess chat, and people say, oh my gosh, he does read the Twitch chat. That's my favorite part of the show, is when I read your comments and they're like, oh my god, He actually does read it. First of all, thank you for posting a GIF of Lionel Richie, right? I mean, is there a man that sets the mood better than Lionel Richie? I mean, seriously, right? That guy was as smooth as the other side of the pillow. Can we get a little bit of a toast to Lionel Richie, please? Thank you. So thank you, Prime Shoe, for posting a little GIF of Lionel Richie. Nice haircut, Danny. Thank you. I did get a quick trim up yesterday. My sister is a, what is it called again? Uh-oh. She's a beautician. No, she's a stylist. She's got, like, a number of things there. She does, like, waxes and haircuts and facials and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, Barry White, also a contender for setting the mood. You're right. But you got that one song, right? You know, Let's Get It On, right? You've got, but, you know, Lionel Richie was a little, like, he himself was the symbol, you know? I mean, you gotta love it. All right, Prime Shoe has a question for Danny. Please, it's becoming impossible to play Bullet on the computer because of the lag. I am way faster on my iPhone. Like you lose more on the computer than you do. Am I aware of this situation? I am not aware of this situation. I am not aware of the user interface struggling on the web. What browser are you using? I assume Chrome, and you're still having trouble. Let's see. I need to follow up on that. I can't really discuss that right now when we're entertaining, but I will check in on that. I am not aware of the web interface being a little slower than the mobile. I do love our mobile interface. I will make this positive because I love playing on the touchscreen. It's so much fun. My sister will be hating me now. That is correct. That's just life, right? Agreed about McGregor fighting for the money. Thank you, Table 59. As a Dutchman, I'd love to see Geary play, but I don't see it happening. I agree with you. I don't see Dutchman as the most serious contender. So, remember the question, guys, we asked is, what do you see in regards to Levon Aronian? Is he in top form, you know, being overlooked a little bit? I mean, he's playing a phenomenal chess this year and just won the strongest tournament of the year. Right? The Speeches Championship on our site is probably the second strongest tournament. I know it's Rapid and Blitz, but he did just win the strongest tournament of the year as of this point. So let me check over the Chess TV chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Love you all. Jean-Chris, Diamond member, thank you for that. He says Caruana or So, still the best challenger for Magnus Carlsen. I think a lot of people feel that way. I mean, Wesley So and Caruana have been right there. Vladimir Kramnik is always overlooked, so we're not going to change that pattern. Let's just keep overlooking Big Vlad, who almost denied Carlsen his first chance at the title, if you remember the candidates tournament in 2013. So we, who else we got? Someone still thinks Sergey's the best challenger. I really don't think so. You know, that match between Sergey and Carlsen, not to dive too much in the past, but that match was a lot closer than it should have been. I believe that Carlsen's team gave him some bad advice as far as match strategy. He did not play Magnus chess. He was better as black and played it out for a draw, like with this match strategy, thinking he's, you know, what is he, Anatoly Karpov, just take a draw with black and then only try to win with white. That's just not Magnus Carlsen's style, and I think that he made that match a lot closer and gave his opponent a chance to win it in a way that I just don't see Sergey Karyakin as being able to compete with Magnus Carlsen again in a match. I really feel like, I mean, I know I felt like Carlsen was the big favorite headed in. I was surprised it was that close. It was awesome. Thank you for the entertainment, Karyakin and Magnus, but I don't see Sergey really as being that person. Aronian looks like a chess player. Aronian's a handsome guy. He's also got that devilish smile where, like, I know I won. I know I'm good. Go on. Right? Let's do Aronian smile. Thank you. I know. Right? He's got that smile where he's just like confidence. I love it. He's Danny versus McGregor on chess.com. If you make that happen, I will. If McGregor plays me 10 chess games, I will go 5 seconds with him in the ring. 5 seconds. That's it. Enough for me to run around and scream, and then the bell rings, and it's over, and McGregor's not allowed to touch me. So as long as it's in the contract that McGregor can't touch me, and as long as it's only 5 seconds, I will take on Conor McGregor in a chess and UFC fight. You heard it here first on the Chess Today show. Hack Lover, he says the internet cable is slower than 4G nowadays. I don't really think that's true, but all right, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I'm going to check back in with Prime Shoe about his browser issues. Always hate that. Marvin Gaye. Oh, yeah. He says it got him a chat penalty on Twitch. I don't know, dude. Sorry about that. But anyway, thank you for engaging in this conversation. It is interesting. Obviously, it's all just speculation. None of us really know who will be the best championship title challenger. Honestly, it'll be whoever wins the candidates in the dysfunctional system that is Aegon and FIDE. Did I just say that out loud? You bet I did. All right. Unfortunately, I have no daily chess games once again. My opponents are not making moves. So that means we have about another 15 minutes here for our normal about half-hour Chess Today show, casual format, having some Joe, to do some fun stuff. So maybe I'll give you guys a vote in the chat. Solve puzzles, do some vision or drill chaining, a little fun stuff there, maybe more educational, or play a couple bullet games. Your call. You guys have about 5 seconds to give me some good votes in the chat about what you would like to do with the rest of the Chess Today show. Danny, you can skip the part where you analyze the game we were playing so I can know what's going on in your head. Danny, I'm skipping that part because you haven't made a move. If you made a move, Mike, live, I would be talking about the game right now, but you didn't make a move, bro. All right, so we got bullet and puzzles. Votes going on between bullets and puzzles. Bullets and puzzles seem to be the main thing. Seems to be the main thing, bullet and puzzles. Well, let's do a couple puzzles just to get my brain active, and then we'll play some bullet. We'll make everybody happy. I still haven't gotten back up 2,700. Oh, I'm terrible at chess. All right, mating net. Rook g4, king f3, rook e5, he takes the knight. Does he have any moves? No, he doesn't. Rook f5 seems pretty good. Rook f5, and then I threaten rook g4 and rook h5. No, if rook f5, he has rook to g8. So you have to find a way to check and then come back. That's kind of the key, right? Is to check and then come back. So let's see here. I also have h5 and h4 to consider. Come on. Rook g5 check, king f5. King f3, no. If knight f5, okay, knight f5 check, king f3, rook e3 check, king f2, no follow-up. No, there is a follow-up. It's rook f4. Boom. Saw it fast. I gave up because I saw that there was no second rank, and then I increased my speed and gained 9 points. Take that, McGregor. Right? Come on, McGregor. The challenge has been thrown down, buddy. All right, got to solve till I get one wrong at least, and then we'll do some bullet. That was quick thinking on my part. I'm doing less analysis for you guys, a little bit more of selfish Danny trying to actually gain some rating points back. If queen c5 check, king f1, queen takes c4, seems good. Queen c5 check, king goes to the h file, I see nada. Rook to d8, he can play rook f1. Queen c5 check, king h1 seems forcing, but where's the follow-up? Is it queen takes c4? It's interesting because it stops f7, threatens queen to c1, and he can't play rook f1. Interesting. That seems like it seems unlikely that would be the answer, right? Queen c5 check, king moves, queen takes c4. If he takes e5, I get check. I don't really see any other more forcing approach. Queen a7 check, king h1, but this is what I usually do. I just jump to conclusions. Queen c5 check. If rook f2, rook f8. Queen c5 check. If king f1, queen takes c4 is winning. King moves to h2, let's say. Again, I play queen takes c4. He can do things like, I don't even know. He can do things, though, with the king on h2 because I'm not threatening to check on the first rank. It just feels a little off, right? Is there some idea with g6 where I force the queen away and get d1? That seems also slightly unlikely. I'd love to be able to get check and when he moves to the h-file, swing my rook to the h-file, but that also seems unlikely. All right, I'm going with it. Got it wrong. I made an intuitive guess after a certain amount of time. It's just how I like to roll. Huh. Well, that was pretty straightforward, right? Rook takes c4. I'm breaking my own rules here, not following through with the most obvious tempo moves that start. Checks, captures, queen attacks, you know. Breaking my own rules, people, and I'm suffering for it. Okay, checks, queen takes g2, queen takes g2, pawn takes g2. That's actually kind of tough for him, right? He can't take because the bishop hangs, but I'm down a piece. So first thing you have to do is you have to assess the essence of the position. Right now I'm down a piece, down significant material, so it's all in on the attack. If pawn takes g2, queen takes g2, queen takes g2, king takes, rook takes e3, again, I win the piece back, but that doesn't seem very powerful. What are the other obvious? Okay, queen h4 check, he has g3. I don't see a follow-up. Pawn takes g2, queen takes g2, queen takes f4, bishop takes f4, e3 check. That's just all a bunch of shenanigans. Is there some idea? Aha. If I take on g2, he takes. I take d2, he takes, and then e3 check wins. So that seems to be pretty straightforward, and I'm going to trust my instincts and go for it. Okay, what did I... 1 point? Say what? Come on, bro. Whatevs. All right. Aha. Fun one. Fun one, yeah. We are delivering the checkmate, yeah. We would like to deliver this one. Knight d3. If a3, knight c1, he loses. If knight d3, king a2, that's the problem. Okay, come on, where's the mate here? I got to get this one faster. I'm not going to get any points. Knight d3, if king a2, where's the mate? Knight c1 check, king a3, king c3 is stalemate. Knight d3, king a2, there's nothing there. King c1 right away, he plays a3. Got it. Boom. Watch the master work. Taking away the square and executing the flawless victory. Flawless victory. You know where Shao Kahn pops out? Flawless victory. That was 7. All right, so let's say we got a little warm there. We quickly calculate that one and we understand the mating net. That's what you have to do here. Yeah, you have to understand that there is a mating net when the king is in the corner with his own pawn, yeah? When he's in the corner, you can actually remaneuver the knight very often and force him to make moves that he does not want to make. If you do this, this is also known as Zugzwang, yeah? So what I saw there is that obviously I would like to do something like knight d3, and after the king move, I would like to play knight d3, and after a3, knight c1 is winning on this spot, right? But I could not play knight d3 because of king a2, and he gets out of this one. So instead, I have to keep him trapped as I remaneuver the knight into the more ideal square. And as I remaneuver this knight, I realize that I must also improve my king position before I can deliver the final goods, and then the eagle, as the Americans say, has landed right on b3. Let's go play a couple games of bullet chess before the Chess Today show is over. Thank everybody for being here. I know I need to engage in the chat. Actually, let's engage in the chat. That's what really makes the Chess Today show fun, because one of the things that this is about is engaging with you guys on your own questions. So, unfortunately, you guys are not asking as many chess educational questions. I try to open the door, like, ask me about your books, ask me about your studies, let me know what's going on with you. How are you doing? Don't tell me anything about your personal life because I don't care. But how is your chess life going? Right? I mean, tell me about your chess life. What are you struggling with? What would you need as far as advice goes? That's what I'm here for. Give it to me. Yes, I do read the chat. Gobbity, good to know Danny reads the chat. Yeah, I do read the chat, all right? So, you know, please be aware that I do. I do read the chat. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. You know, man. Thank you. I know that the bottom row wasn't showing. I fixed it. Thank you. Give me some questions. I want to help you. I want to help you. Finally. Oh, Mike moved. Mike did that on purpose because he's watching the chat and wants to know my thought process. Okay, so here's the deal. As I've said before, Mike, if you haven't watched any of the Chess Today shows, I've been analyzing this game for a while now. as I said before, my strategy here is more or less to kind of sit tight, because if the pawn is going to push, it's going to open up more targets. The queen is sort of struggling to get into an active center position without one of these pawns coming under fire. So like my last move was queen to c5. I'm just playing a little tickle right now. And I'll probably just continue to play tickle, Mike. There's nothing I can do here but tickle me Elmo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can play a4 at some point. If I want to be aggressive in my drawing approach, I might consider a move like a4, right? And if you do something, if you just continue to sit just to show the instruction for the members, I might play a3 and try to actually undermine, you know, this pawn chain. The problem I have with a4 is I put this pawn on the light square, and what if you don't just sit, right? What if you play moves like knight to d5, I move the bishop. Here you might even go for f4, right, and try to trade queens. Though if white is too aggressive with that, I wonder if it actually helps my drawing chances, like in an endgame like this, where I can relocate the bishop and probably have better drawing chances than I would for an outside pass pawn. So, but if you go here, like, is this really a bad idea for me? Maybe this isn't a bad idea. You know, queen e3 actually hangs the knight. Maybe I should be willing to not just sit tight. The thing, how do you establish in your own games whether you should sit tight or your position isn't good enough to just buckle down and hold? This is a very difficult decision. In fact, it's the only way that like really strong grandmasters ever like lose drawing positions. Is the psychological question: am I already drawing? Do I need to just buckle down and kind of sit? Or is this position not good enough if my opponent figures out the right plan, and do I need to change something? That's a very difficult question that has been asked by chess players for ages, and it's often, again, it's how strong players lose equal endings, is that question, okay? And I don't even know. He may be winning here, but right now he hasn't done much for the last several moves, right? If we back up, like, white isn't really making any progress here, you know, and so I've kind of just buckled down. But do I really want to play a4 and be all in with the idea of aggressively making my bishop a little bit of a better piece against his knight, or do I just sit, right? I don't know the right answer, to be completely honest. I don't know totally the right answer here. But I like a4 more and more the more I look at it, actually, because I don't see a concrete way that he targets my pawn. Again, we looked at this knight d5 line, bishop e5. I'm literally giving Mike my analysis right now, by the way, because he's watching the show. That's Sly Dog. But I don't think that queen trade is actually ideal. And if he gets really aggressive, he may regret it, right, with his king being open. That's a key line, though. If I'm going for this line, I have to be saying that I think I'm going to draw this endgame. You know, he moves the knight, I come up, he goes in, something like this. You know, I don't know. I think I have pretty decent chances to draw, to be honest. So okay. Let me check out what's going on with the feedback. Oh wait, looks like I've been ignoring the feedback, and the bottom row's been cut off for a while. Huh, sorry about that. Okay, I was so entrenched in my analysis with Mike. All right, I think I'm going to play a4. And I think I have one get-out-of-jail-free card if he goes for knight to d5 where I don't have to go to that endgame. And I'm not going to say it out loud because I know Mike is cheating right now. So I'm going to play a4. All right, uno bullet game, por favor. Let's go play a bullet game and have some fun before this show comes to a close. I know what I did now in regards to the normal setup I have that made the board a little off. Sorry about that, everybody. Forgive me, all right? Did you not see the first rank? Hashtag get over it, all right? It was 30 seconds. Plus, most of the action wasn't happening on the first rank. Come on. Don't hold it against me. God, this coffee's making me angry this morning because it tastes terrible. That's why. Tastes terrible. Tastes terrible. Terrible? Man, that's terrible. I'll tell you what, Kenny, the Spurs don't play defense like they used to. All right, Kenny? Kenny, my name, I'll tell you what, Kobe Bryant, best player in the world, but he can't play defense. I'll tell you what, the Phoenix Suns, they don't play defense. The Golden State Warriors, they do play defense. Kenny, Ernie, I'm going to kick you. Ernie, I'm going to kick your... I'll tell you what, Ernie. Every time we're hosting the show inside the NBA on TNT, I don't even know what you're saying. Kitty. I know my Barkley's not my best impersonation ever, okay? Lay off me. Lay off me. I'm playing a horrible opening. What am I doing here? Who am I playing? I'm playing Anish Giri. No, I'm playing Super Chess Machine. LOL. A lot of challenges coming in here. Sorry, everybody. This isn't really going to be a day where I can take on all challengers. Just wanted to play one fun bullet game for everybody and apparently get a Barkley impression in, which was not in the original playbook. You know, I act like I prepare for anything. Danny, you don't have a playbook. Hashtag touche. But sometimes I pretend to prepare. And when I do pretend to prepare, I like to pretend that I planned to do the accents that I did. Kitty, I'm gonna tell you what, the Spurs, I feel like my Charles Barkley used to be better. I'm gonna tell you what, the Phoenix Suns don't play defense. The Spurs ain't as good as they used to be without Tim Duncan. Kenny, I'm gonna kick y'all. You know what? What is going on here? It does feel like the browser's a tiny bit slower than it used to be, right? Maybe they're right. Absolutely, I need to figure it out here. Kenny. All right, let's try to call the square that we checkmate him on. Let's see if we can do that. We will checkmate him on the G1 square. The G1 square. This is my favorite square. Meaning his king will be on G1, by the way. FYI. His king will be on G1, yeah. This is going to be my goal here. I want to checkmate him on a particular square. A particular square, without still mating him, yeah. Kitty. Okay. How am I going to get his king to G1? How can I do this in only 10 seconds, yeah? Yeah. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Oh wait, I'm going to change what I said. I'm going to mate him with my piece on G1. See how I just changed the rules to my own game? Didn't I just do that? I just totally changed the rules to my own game. So instead of his king being on G1, you guys heard it wrong. The whole time I said my piece was going to be on G1. It's like, get over it, okay? I obviously called my shot, okay? And just like Alexander Hamilton, I am not throwing away my shot. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Looking at the chat, you liked the Bughouse show. That was fun with Robert. I think I might have a different GM guest next time, not because I'm moving on from Bobby. Love Bobby, okay? But I had some friends reach out and say they wanted to be featured. Hi, Danny. I'm sitting here listening to Zed Levin, seeing your games, hearing your comments. Have a good day. Thanks for all your efforts. Appreciate it, Holmes. Thanks for being a premium member. Pracky Rat, love you, buddy. What do we got here? We got, can you do a video series on the London system? You ask, wish will be granted. I will do a series on the London system, and it will be based around Cyrus Lakdawalla's book on the London system. Hashtag you're welcome. When am I going to get to that? No idea, but I like that idea. Is Nakamura good at Bughouse? I think he's decent. I don't think Nakamura is on the level of Aronian and MVL and some of those guys from Mountain Dewpiter. In the Crush chat. Sasha was good. You appreciated Uncle Sasha? Uncle Sasha was a character that just came out of me. It was weird. Characters pop out of my brain like aliens pop out of Sigourney Weaver's stomach. You know what I mean? I mean, chess accents pop out of my brain faster than aliens are popping out of Sigourney Weaver's stomach, and faster than they can do alien movies. Okay, which is saying something, because that franchise jumped the shark a while ago. Although the new ones have been good, they've also been kind of dark. Anyway, interesting stuff. Thanks, everybody, for being here. This has been the Chess Today show. We discussed a serious topic of whether Levon Aronian is really the most serious challenger for the throne. Had some fun solving the daily puzzle. Hopefully you got a little bit out of it. Go solve the daily puzzle yourself. You should do it every day. And if you have any daily chess games going, you know what I need to do? I just need to start another tournament. Let's do that live before I let you guys go. Let's go play a tournament. Let's go play a tournament here. Come on. Play a tournament here on chess.com. Why is, I don't even know, but I'm gonna go register for a new tournament, not a live tournament, but I'm already going in these ones. Let's go look for some upcoming tournaments. I want to look for some upcoming tournaments. Why is that not an obvious option here? All tournaments? Why doesn't it just say upcoming tournaments here? I'm going to bug report that. That should just say upcoming tournaments. So now there's upcoming tournaments, but it's upcoming live tournaments. Here's upcoming daily tournaments. The knockout tournament that is over 2,000, I obviously got to join that one. This is a no vacation tournament. Are you sure you want to join? Yes, sir, I want to join a tournament. Let's go back to the all tournaments page and join. I got to have some daily chess games going for the fans in the Chess Today show. Practice the Sicilian Fast. That sounds lame. FirstChess.com Advanced Daily Tournament. No, thank you. Practice the Scandinavian Fast, right? Hashtag Team Scandi, am I right? Is that an end of days tournament? 64 out of 100 players. It's an open tournament. Let's join that one. That'll be fun. All right, I love it. Got myself a couple more tournaments going. I expect to have a lot more games before this Chess Today show ever has no more daily chess moves to make again. Mike is calling my bluff. He's going to go for this knight to d5 line. The get out of jail free idea I had was maybe I could just sit on the position and prevent him from taking the bishop and kind of say, all right, now what, right? I kind of like that idea because I still don't believe that this endgame is losing for me. I just don't, Captain. How about no, Scott? How about no? I don't think this is a losing endgame for me. But maybe he doesn't think he has a lot of winning chances in the current coordinated setup of the queen and knight versus my kind of solid queen and bishop here because I'm holding down a pawn. So queen to d6 is a move that kind of, puts a little pin on. And even if he goes queen d3 or queen d1, guess what? The knight is still pinned, still can't take it. And if he plays c4, he opens up the door of the bishop. So I thought that that was less than ideal for him. And I might actually still play a3. No. Actually, that could be a problem. So let's take a look at that. So if I play queen to d6 and he plays c4, Mike is just like taking advantage of my free chess insight here. All right, I guess I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for it. Yep, I held off something I calculated because I know Mike's listening in. Shame on him. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for being here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Check out the Chess TV calendar always. Usually that reminds me that I've gone on too long and I probably need to end the show. What's after me? Spicy Chess with the one, the only Simon Williams. Then we got a Bullet Brawls with some idiot. Tomorrow we got the Chess Bras and a Norway Chess Recap. So some fun stuff on the Shed for Chess TV, everybody. See you around. Thanks for everything you do for chess. Thanks for being a member on our site. Love you, and I will talk to you later.